one of the most important things about having a healthy relationship is knowing when to let go of the one that's not healthy for you.
That's the big one.
Hey.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's a word.
That's the big one.
You gotta know how to let go.
Yeah, that's a word.
I think with us guys, it's difficult to let go because, yes, and it sounds bad, it sounds weird to say aloud, but it's like being willing to, like, letting go feels like, okay, we failed. And if we're not willing, I know
Well, why do you
myself.
feel like you failed though? Like that's like the real
Yeah.
thing. Like what is the failure behind it?
So I could, when you ask the question, I'm thinking about like, okay, let's say you're building a house.
Okay.
If you don't build a house, that's the failure. So if we don't build the relationship, we look at it as, okay, that's the failure. Whatever we got to do, just don't fail. Welcome to the Two Man Podcast series, brought to you by the Echo of Life podcast. Now, the Two Man, it's not a dating show. It's not an internet rumble. It's not none of that. It's a conversation about men in relationships, bringing on the perspective of the ladies. Ladies, everybody's been asking about the ladies. Bring back the ladies, and I got you. I told you, I got you. Now, without further ado, the ladies, please introduce yourselves.
Hi everyone, my name is Annette.
Hi everybody, I'm Kelly.
This is her second time on the podcast, of course. And listen, I could not let this be a 2-on-1 discussion. I had to bring my main man, Tim, back from the Echo of Lab, back from the Lab versus the Boys podcast. How's it going?
Man, it's good to be here, man. Like I said earlier, man, it's been a long time since I've been here. I'm just happy to be here, bro.
Yeah, man. This is the first time in the new studio. I'm excited. I'm really excited. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
I'm a little tired, but we're here.
Yeah.
Can't lie to you.
It's getting a little chilly in South Florida.
Yo, I am not prepared for the cold.
Supposedly it's gonna drop to 31 tomorrow.
I needed to not.
Oh,
I needed
Yes,
to not.
yes, I'm not ready.
This
I'm not
isn't
ready.
cute at
And
all.
I saw that in the news that for the first time in like forever, it's gonna snow in Tampa.
Really?
That is actually pretty scary.
Eesh, that's not good news. That is
that
not good
doesn't
news at
happen
all.
over
So they can stay,
Exactly.
they can stay in Tampa with that, please.
Yes, please.
They
Of
can stay in
course.
Tampa.
Didn't it snow in like Orlando or such?
No, it was
not
it was snowing
Orlando.
like Jacksonville, like northern
Jacksonville.
Florida, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is more. It's not common, but it's more expected because it's like further up north, closer to Georgia and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Makes sense.
Tampa, that's insane.
Yeah, they're touching a little south. Like, relax.
Yeah,
The day it snows in Miami is not going to be a good day.
I will not be here.
I think,
will not be.
yeah, that's a really scary day.
We're not gonna know how to act.
I'm going to see snow for the first. I still have not seen snow at all.
What?
Me neither.
Me neither,
Me
no.
neither, bro.
You've never seen snow?
Nope.
So I went. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say my time. I told you I went to college in DC, and
Yes.
that was. It's beautiful, but the things that you have to do to
Yeah.
like preserve yourself in the snow between salting the roads and getting off your car,
Sho-
and then you're gonna fall on the way to class. It's bad. Like I'm sorry,
You
everybody.
gotta
who's in
shovel
DC.
before you go to work. Gotta turn
Yeah.
on your car 30 minutes before so it melts.
Yeah.
Like, it's just too much. I actually went skiing last year for my birthday. We went to Denver.
Oh my God.
It was fun,
Yeah.
but it's definitely not for the weak. Like, it was -2, and it was like snowing, and then on top of that, Denver is extremely high.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we were up 11,000 feet up in the freaking sky, and I'm just like, it's too
That's
cold. This is not
good.
it.
That's
at
not
all.
good
We'll send you a picture, Vlad. I think that's
man.
enough.
I'm going to leave Miami just when it snows, of course. But I have something new on the podcast. It's called the RAQ, the Randomly Asked Question. You know, you have frequently asked questions on websites. Randomly asked question, a question you're not prepared for whatsoever. And the question is, we're all familiar with rom-coms, right? Romantic comedies, novels, all that type of stuff, right? And my question is, which is better, in your opinion? Enemies to lovers or friends to lovers? I'm just curious.
Oh,
Good question.
it depends on what you're looking for. Me personally, if it's a movie, right? Not real life.
Not real life, real movie.
I would think enemies to lovers. It's just more dramatic. I like the
Yeah.
tension that that's built up. Especially like, I don't know if you guys remember the high school ones, Disney Channel ones, when they hated each other.
Yeah, I remember
And then the
that.
guy was like a football player and the girl was a
Yeah.
nerd. And then somehow they end up doing a project together.
I
And
remember. Oh my God, I remember those. I'm like reminiscing.
it's literally the same storyline every time. Like, they were neighbors, they were friends in kindergarten, and then they stopped being friends because he got cool or whatever. And then she's just really smart. And then next thing you know, they're at the prom. and it's raining outside.
That's true.
I think those are my favorite.
Yeah.
Like
Enemies to lovers.
enemies to lovers, yeah.
What are you saying, Kelly?
I don't know. I'm like a hopeless romantic, so I'm always gonna say friends to
Friends.
lovers. I think like let's just be nice and let's just get it going. You know what I'm saying?
That
I think
slow burn
I don't
type of
know.
stuff?
Yeah, slow burn exactly. Because it's so cute when you're like best friends or you have such a good relationship, and all of a sudden now you make it official. You know? So
Yeah, but
I think like friends
It's never
to
that
lovers.
easy though in the movies. Like it's
It
always
isn't.
like the guy ends up marrying someone else and she's over here
Oh my
distraught.
God.
It's so complicated in the movies. Like in real life, it's like okay,
they definitely
you know,
overcomplicate it for sure.
It is.
Yeah,
it
I
is.
was about to piggyback on what she said because it's like it's really not that easy because eventually sometimes it's like I just see you just as like a brother, like a brother
my
to
God.
me, and it's like you're just
true.
like a brother to me, and it's like oh, man.
Jab to the heart.
Yeah, we don't want to hear that.
I was like you know.
Sorry.
But at the end of the day, it's like I will agree with what she's saying. It's like the friend to like because I want to build that foundation to get up there to.
And you see it like in the movie and the rock, like all of it.
And nobody knows you like your best
I'm not
friend.
gonna lie. In the movies though, it's just mostly just like enemies to like friends. It's like you know, like the High School Musical, the basketball player, the smart girl. Yeah, that's what it mostly is. But it's like I don't really see that friend to relationship. I've never seen. I know it's out there, but I've never really seen it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's just a very tricky ground to play with because, for example, my best friend of 15 years is a guy. And a lot of people are like, why don't you guys date?
Yeah.
Well, number one, I don't feel like there's like that attraction there. But even if there was, I just feel like I'm too scared to like, if the relationship doesn't work, then it'll break my friendship as well.
And it'll just ruin everything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So like, yes, it's important to have a foundation, but I feel like the end goal should already be established before even starting to build with that person. Like we both like each other. We're interested romantically. Let's just try to build a friendship, you know, and see where it goes from there rather than we just friends and then all of a sudden just we get butterflies.
Oh, no, of course. It has to happen. Like, it has to transition over. You know what I'm saying? But I think that if you do have feelings for someone and they are your friend and, you know, you never know, it's okay to risk it. I mean, in life, you're always going to learn. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think heartbreak and all those different things, you learn with that. Does it suck? Yeah, of course it sucks.
Does.
Like, let's be real here. Is it horrible? Yes. But
Definitely.
I think you just need to be honest with yourself, honest with the person, and see what happens. And if y'all are real, you're not going to let that vibe break. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all are real close, whoever it is, a friend, you know, you guys are going to be able to bring it back together. That's how I see it.
I get you.
That's how
I
I see
get
it.
you.
But then in that case, like, this is just a question for,
Right, go ahead.
you know, food of thought. If, let's say you were to date someone that you've been friends for a really long time, and then that relationship does not work, and then you still, like you mentioned, try to continue to be friends, don't you think it's going to be, like, a little bit awkward if you do date someone else in the future and then you have to introduce, you know, your best friend? And majority of the times, your significant other will ask questions, especially if your best friend is from the opposite sex. And then you're going to be like, oh, yeah, we dated, but it never worked. Like, it's going to be, like, always, like, a little awkward.
I mean, it is. And that's where maturity has to come in. You have to decide whether you can handle it or not.
Yeah.
You have to decide whether your partner can handle that or not.
Okay.
Because I know for a fact, obviously that is something that's going to be awkward. But at the end of the day, I think it's all about conversation and communication. Because at the end of the day, you have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
also
think-
the other person.
I think it relies a lot on like how you operate. Because if I know some people who are reckless and they just like forget the friendship and then it just never works out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if you kind of pace yourself through like the beginnings of the relationship, even if it doesn't work out, you guys could possibly still be like, okay, we could still be cool.
Exactly.
So it's like we don't
Exactly.
cross any boundaries for
Exactly.
people in like relationships in like the next stage or whatsoever. It's like I think it could be, but maybe it might be a little bit delusional.
Yeah.
It depends who you are.
Yeah.
That's why I say anything in life.
Yeah, it's just a
Everything
character
depends
thing.
on who you are or
Yeah.
like how you move. Because some people can take things better than other people. And if you know you can't take it, then don't put yourself in that
Yeah.
situation. Don't put yourself where you're not going to be able to get yourself out of it.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
True.
I feel like people try to bite too much out of the plate
Yeah.
when they know they can't handle too much. So it's like,
Have your cake, eat it too. Yeah.
yeah. So I agree. So it's like if you don't know, if you're not really comfortable about the situation, don't really like step into it.
Exactly.
That's how I see it.
you
I
can't.
got you. I got you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm more for enemies than lovers.
So we got 2 for 2.
The pod is divided. The pod is divided today. It's like, I don't know. It's like that, like banter, that like more like making fun of each other or like planning each other's downfall and stuff like that. I'm entertained by it.
Downfall.
Like for drama purposes,
Yes.
Enemies to Lovers way better.
Yeah, that I can't get enough.
But then again, I don't know if you guys seen this movie yet. It's rated R, so. But it's called Friends with Benefits.
Oh yeah,
I've seen that. Yeah,
That movie was like, it was really toxic. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It was really toxic, but it was just really, really good. And I'm just like, this is sick.
I gotta watch it.
I've heard of it. I just never watched it.
that's the one with Justin.
Justin Timberlake, yeah.
there we go.
And her name is.
I forgot her name.
She was in.
Mila Kunis.
Yes,
Oh,
she's
yeah,
married to
yeah.
what's his name?
Ashton Kutcher.
Yes,
There we go.
it was those
like
like.
that.
Because they were friends with benefits, literally.
Yeah.
Like, they were being intimate, but they were just friends. And they made a promise that no matter what, they were going to remain friends.
Oh, okay. I think I see some clips on TikTok. That's literally how I watched the movie.
Yeah. And then, obviously, she ended up... Because, like, there's no such thing as friends with benefits.
Everybody, people gonna fold. People, they're not going to.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Like, there's such a thing as no strings attached. I don't think that's true.
Another movie.
Completely agree with that.
Right.
Yeah, it's so many movies on how that doesn't work out.
At all.
It doesn't. It's gonna get messy.
Either party, somebody's going to start getting jealous. Like, it's not going to be good.
But yeah, but Enemies to Lovers, that's me. That's me. Any movie with that, I might watch it.
Like rom-coms?
It's not my favorite, but I will. If it's on, I'm gonna watch it.
Depends how I'm feeling, what time of the month it is.
Right. It depends where we're at.
That's fun. That's fun. I'm curious because the topic is about the idea of the perfect partner. Is there such things? Do we believe there's such things? I'm just gonna ask.
We're already
Is
in
there
dangerous
such thing?
waters.
Is there such thing as the perfect partner?
No,
No.
not at all.
For you. I will always say
like
for
that.
you.
Yeah.
Caveat. What you thinking?
Yeah, it's based on the person. This is like, what do you want? It's like, for sure, like, what do you want? For what the things that you're looking for in a person, if that person portrays those type of characteristics, and yeah, I think it's just a personal thing, though.
Do you think you find it like automatically? Okay, this person was perfectly made to like fit personality or stuff like that, or is like you grow into it?
I think you could. I've had it happen to me twice, in which I met someone and it just fit like a puzzle, like it just.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like the circumstances of life kind of just drifted us apart. But I feel like your spirit, you know what I'm saying, doesn't lie. I don't really believe in energy because I'm a Christian, but like the spirit within you kind of aligns when you're like equally yoked with somebody and everything kind of just naturally flows. I think it could happen from like one hangout. That's just me, I guess.
Kelly, how you feeling?
I have this question. So far, I was literally just talking to some people about this the other day. I think that a lot of times we think that, so you're a generation, because I'm 25. I don't know how.
I'm 26.
26, okay.
25.
We all the same age.
Okay, wonderful, amazing. So we're all the same age. And I feel like our generation wants the perfect person immediately right now today. And I do believe that you can make a list of the things that you want, right? But for example, if you want somebody with a fade and he got twists, but he's a good guy, he cares for you, he thinks about you, he considers you, that's a big one, considers you, make sure that you're okay, make sure that if there's anything that he can do for you and not just financially, but like, exactly, respects your boundaries emotionally, if you believe, like if you guys believe in religion, he believes with you. At the end of the day, those are the qualities that you have to really think about. And I think over time, it gets better. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Like, for example, you might be an outgoing person and then he might be a shy person. And then you both teach each other how to be reserved in one moment and then not reserved in another moment.
Yeah.
So I think that sometimes we're very quick to judge. I will say that in this generation, I think we're quick to judge. However, I do believe, like, if you have discernment and you think that somebody isn't good, you gotta go on that. But I do believe that it takes patience to understand and to build with someone. It takes patience and understanding because you guys are two different people trying to become one.
It's funny because I'm always thinking like, okay, you gotta have the patience with like the stuff that you don't know, you don't understand. But it's like, at one point, do you feel like, you know what, I've seen enough?
When you're disrespected. That's what it is.
What if it's not even disrespect? What if it's just like, okay, the difference is it's crazy.
But I think that's why I was mentioning the whole thing about being equally yoked, because when you're secure of who you are as an individual, you know, who God calls you to be, or I don't know if you guys are religious or not, but who you are, what your morals, your standards, what you're looking for, you're able to depict that right away on an interaction with someone. Like, for example, for me, any guy that uses type SHIT, it's already clips. Like, I do not want to talk to you. Like, to me, that's just if you're having a conversation with me and I say something and you acknowledge me by saying that, I'm like,
that's a cutoff spirit.
yeah, no, like it's not going to work. You know, like that's it may seem like something very, very small, but I feel like it says a lot about your character, the way you express yourself, the way you talk. You know, like the words that you use, or if I'm like having a conversation with a guy and he can't keep eye contact with me, to me that's like another, like, it's very small things
That just matter,
like that she was saying, that it don't really take a lot of time for that person to determine, okay, this is not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily like him being disrespectful or putting his hands on you, because, you know, obviously, unfortunately for those things, like they develop, they take time, because people don't show that at first. But you can kind of see the red flags from the beginning based on the conversations you have, based on the way he carries himself, based on how he treats other people too.
That's a big one. If you're disrespectful to other people, you better
like
keep it bullshit.
if we go to a restaurant, the way you talk to your waiter says a lot about you. A lot. You know what I'm saying? So like,
I agree for sure.
For us women, and you know, I don't know if you can agree with this, but we have a really high discernment. Like we have something that's called sixth sense. You know,
so you believe in the sixth sense, like
yes.
intuition. There we go.
We have a better intuition than you guys. 1,000%.
I will say this.
I'm not gonna lie, brother. I'm not gonna lie, brother.
You on their side?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
I will say
I want to hear it.
I think as men, you guys are very positive. You're very like, you know, no, you know, people are people and they do the things that they do because this, don't worry about it. Like, for example, y'all don't get in, I mean, great, I don't know, but a lot of times y'all don't get into fights. Y'all don't get into arguments as women. We might get into an argument.
Yeah.
We might get into a disagreement. We're going to address it. And so I think that we do have a very high, you know, discernment, because we know when something don't feel good. I think, and we act on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where I think from my experience of seeing my brother, people around me, there's a lot of positivity around them, and they don't want to, you know, say like, oh, is this so bad? No, it is bad. You know
no, and I also feel like, just to add on to what she was saying, I also feel like men are more rational. We're more emotional.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we lead with our emotions. You guys lead with facts, you know, which is why for us, something that is very small leads more into like, it's about the principle than for you guys, like this is something small. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be honest, for me, I don't know about Tim, but I find myself sometimes saying, you know what, it seems bad, but I got it. That might be my downfall. That might be my downfall. Like sometimes you think about yourself, okay, it's not going the best with this particular girl, and it's like, okay, I can handle it. Whatever it is, I can handle it. I can figure it out. That's where at least I go wrong. What you thinking?
Me? Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one, because I ain't gonna lie, I find myself a lot of times just like sitting or having like a little iffy problem with an individual, and I'm just like, this is gonna be a lot harder than I thought. But I got it though. It's straight. No, I got it. At the end of the day, it's straight. But
that's just who you like. Men are natural predators. You guys like the hunt. You guys like the challenge.
Okay.
And that can lead you to making a lot of mistakes a lot of times.
That's true. That's true. Because in my mind, I think I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I can like, I'm playing all my cards right in my mind. But in the whole time, in the girl's mind, is like, he's still not doing what I...
Not just we think we're doing the right thing. We think it's progress. We think like the challenge, like overcoming the challenge, like a new level in a video game. It's like, okay, there's meant to be a challenge here, I gotta overcome it. Meant to be a challenge here, I gotta overcome it. Like sometimes we do get lost in like, okay, the challenge may be a bit too great. Are we willing to say, you know what, let's walk away?
And I think that is the one thing that I will say about men. I think that you guys are, because for example, we're nurturers as women, and you all are caretakers. So you want to take care, you want to be the one to handle it. But at the end of the day, what is it saying? It's like behind every strong man is the strong woman, or like the neck, like where the right woman will be there to support you. The right woman will be there to help you and guide you. And if you're lost and you don't know how to do something, ask. The right woman should be able to say, you know, I'm here to help you, but once I help you, let's see how you can, you know, obviously follow through with that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I think sometimes we forget as people, we were all raised differently.
Yeah.
I do, like when I said the respect thing, I do think that respect is a foundational thing. I think that everybody needs to have that regardless. Doesn't matter if you were born in Cuba, doesn't matter if you're born in Haiti, doesn't matter if you're born in US, respect is a whole thing. But I do think that there are certain things that not everybody's taught. You know what I'm saying? And you grow up into that, and it makes you who you are, and then you can pass it on to somebody else and how they can learn. I
want to add on to what you're saying. My grandparents recently celebrated 58 years
congratulations
anniversary. Thank you so much. Thank you. And they've been dating since my grandma was like 15. So this is pretty much her only man that she's ever been with, you know. And I asked my grandfather, like, what's the secret? Because you don't see that very often. You know what I'm saying? And he told me relationships are like a dance. If one person dances and the other one doesn't, it's never going to work.
Yeah.
So if I'm taking a step forward, then you should take a step back. And if you're taking a step forward, then I need to take a step back. So it's more in the sense of like, it takes both parties to be dancing or to be willing to dance to work. And if one party does not know how to dance, but she's willing or he's willing to learn how to dance, then the other partner, it's responsible in a way to teach that person, as long as the willingness is there. And I feel like that's where we go wrong in this generation. We have so much access to different things, different people, social media, that has kind of just made everyone quote unquote replaceable. But and it's taking away the willingness of making something work. The first problem, the first argument, people are already talking about breaking up and ending
you burn
things.
Toast and they want to break up.
Exactly.
Every little thing now is like
or
a problem.
it's just being unfaithful. It's just so easy. It takes the willingness of that person to say, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I'm gonna make things work with this specific person. And don't get me wrong, like, you know, they have had their challenges, like really severe challenges. Of course. But once again, the willingness for it to say, like, you know what, we're not gonna break up. We're not gonna get a divorce. We're gonna make this work. Even if we need to separate for some time, we need to reconcile with ourselves, we need to go to therapy, whatever the case may be. So I feel like it's very important, just to add on to what you were saying, that like you were saying, how there's a strong woman behind a man at all times. It also takes the man to reciprocate what we give you guys, and vice versa. You know, because a lot of follow through. A lot of guys be like, I want a girl that gives me peace, but how can I give you peace when you're not giving me the space for me to do that for you? It's like you expect me to give you fruit and you're not watering me. You know what I'm saying?
So we're saying respect is a foundation, and then after the foundation is willingness. That's what we're saying. Willingness to persevere. That's what we're saying here. I like it. I'm curious.
Oh, and also very important. Like this is kind of like getting ahead of myself a little bit, but one of the most important things about having a healthy relationship is knowing when to let go of the one that's not healthy for you.
That's the big one.
Jesus, that's a word.
You gotta know how to let go.
Yeah, that's a word.
I think with us guys, it's difficult to let go. Because yes, and it sounds bad, it sounds weird to say aloud, but it's like being willing to, like, letting go feels like, okay, we failed. And if we're not willing, I know myself.
Why do you feel like you failed though? Like that's like the real thing. Like what is the failure behind it?
So I could, when you ask the question, I'm thinking about like, okay, let's say you're building a house.
Okay.
If you don't build a house, that's the failure. So if we don't build the relationship, we look at it as like, okay, that's the failure. Whatever we got to do, just don't fail. The house could be like, you know, halfway done in XYZ, but as soon as you like stop building up the house, tear down everything, that's the failure. And it's like, as guys, or even myself, I recognize like, okay, am I willing to say that, okay, this failed. This didn't work out. Welcome to the Echo of Vlad podcast. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. If you want to understand men better, this is the exact place to be.
It's a respect thing for me. We would be too much to handle.
I'm Vlad, and here we have a few and a half deep conversations about becoming the best man possible. Now, we might say some wild stuff.
You want to be a little hoe, and it's okay.
It's definitely
it's okay to be a little hoe.
He's being a little, just a little hoe.
Let them be in love.
left us alone, abandoned us when the world needed him most. He vanished.
Let me rephrase that. I might say some wild stuff. Look, Jesus had to have balls.
Wow.
It's something about a girl can't see. We have all simped and fallen short and look over but it'll all be worth it. This is the Echo Vlad podcast. That's the tough part that I gotta get over. What you think?
For me, it's just like you said earlier, like you said earlier, that men are just like natural providers. They always got to do the right thing. They always try to make sure that, you know, everything's here, everything is there. And then once we feel like we misplaced that one piece of puzzle, it's like,
Yeah, I go crazy.
It's like,
Do you feel like it's you all that feels like that, or is it because of the experience that maybe you've had with women that make you feel like that? Like, I think it's like two or both.
I think it's compounded. Like our experience with our friendships, with school, with whatever projects, our careers, and then with women, it's like, okay, the last thing we want to do is fail. With anything, at least for me, I'm like, I can set up the cameras, the lights, everything. The last thing I want to do is one thing to go wrong. And I have to like pull myself.
Pressure.
It is.
I have to pull myself out of like, okay, this one thing went wrong and it's not your fault, but just be careful about it. So I know in relationships, it's like, yo, I got to pace myself.
You know, that's why I try to have a lot of grace with men, because we're wired for you guys to be protecting of us and cater to our emotions. But sometimes you guys are neglected tremendously. And it's very sad that you're put in this particular space in which you're not able to be vulnerable, in which you're not able to express how you feel, because they have feelings too, you know?
Certainly.
And sometimes even more than us. Sometimes even more than us. And it's just like they're just pushed to keep them all bottled up inside, that it gets to the point that they explode, and most of the times is in a negative way.
I have a question though, because like, although I could acknowledge that I have feelings, I would never want to make my feelings my girl's responsibility.
Well, and
that's the weird part. I don't know if that's a good mindset. I don't know if that's a bad mindset.
That's not a good mindset.
That's not a good mindset?
I think that's, well, I want to give you a little bit of credit of saying that you want to make sure that you're being considerate of her. Like, let's start there, because I think, I think I said in the beginning, in this generation, and maybe it's in the other generation too, but I would say in this generation, we have a lack of consideration for people. And it doesn't even have to be, it doesn't even have to be a relationship. It could be at work. It could be, you know, with your siblings, whatever it may be. But I think it goes back to what I said before. You have to surround yourself with people to know that you're not a burden, and to know that it was funny. I was talking to somebody the other day. It's like, we want someone who has everything. Like, in this generation, people want someone that has everything right off the bat. And it's like, in reality, that's not possible at that very moment, because we're so young that we're working towards things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be in school, right? You might be in your first job out of college, right? You know, you don't want to stay there for a minute. You're going to try to go somewhere else because you want more for yourself. Or you might be on a weight loss journey, you might be on a weight gain journey, you might be on a spiritual journey, whatever it may be. Everybody's in different places in life. So I feel as though the pressure that is on you guys as men, like she was saying, it is a great deal, but I think it's all about meeting that person that can meet you in the middle, and then you guys transpire to the top. Yeah. Because that brings the pressure up. Because at the end of the day, like, she might have stuff going on too. You know what I'm saying? I think as women, we carry ourselves very well. We can have 3,000 things going on and act like, hey, y'all, hey.
That's one thing I'll give
it's a regular day. You know what I'm saying? So
even when you said that, and I liked how you said that, like, when you said, like, the girls could have something going on with themselves, I would take it on myself to, like, try to help her with her problem. But I would never even try to, like express a problem that she needs to help me with.
But you don't want that to happen, because you don't want it to fester. You don't want in the future something y'all be talking about, or something. It probably has nothing to do with her. And all of a sudden you go, boom, like, and it's off of something that you never talked to her about.
Exactly.
Because when you took that, you know, if you want to marry her in the future, when you say those vows, you're talking about with everything, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you're going to go through, because you're going to go through stuff, you have to be together. That's your teammate. You think LeBron don't talk to his teammates? You think LeBron, like, on some real, you think he don't talk to his teammates? Because I know I would. Shoot.
I think there is power. And for men, there's power in understanding that, for a lack of a better term, there's power in vulnerability. You know,
Exactly.
You guys, I feel like it's very essential for men of this generation and for us as mothers to install this into our kids, and for fathers too. You know, like, it's okay to cry. You know, it's okay to open up. It's okay to show weakness. You know, as men, you guys have been taught that you have to be strong. You have to be strong. You have to be strong. That it's already wired in your brain. And when it gets to the point that you are going through something, you outlash to different things. You outlash to cheating, you know? You outlash to anger. You outlash to isolation, to depression. You know, the number one rate of suicide in America is in males?
Is in men,
It's not even females.
Yeah.
Because we actually had a conversation on one of our Vlad versus the Boys series. We had a conversation about cheating. And one of the things we talked about is how, like, even our emotions, our unsolved emotions as men, does lead to cheating, does lead to problems within relationships, that lead to infidelity and all that type of stuff. But even when I'm thinking about it, it's like, okay, how do you go about that? How do you go about expressing those emotions? Because sometimes, like, I don't want to overwhelm her with the emotions. It's like, if I don't have control over the emotions, that's the last thing I want to do is tell her about it.
Well, I think it all goes down to
partner that you have.
Exactly that, and also willingness. Once again, like, being very self-aware of the things that you have to work on. If you do know that you have a hard time expressing yourself, then you are willing to learn how to express yourself, you go through the process of learning. You know, like, what do I need to do in order to get to this level? Do I need to go to therapy? Do I need to get a journal? Do I need to pray more often? Do I need to, meditate more often? Do I need to be able to talk to myself more often? You know, or just be comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you are uncomfortable with expressing certain things to your partner, obviously don't sit there and tell her about how you were molested, God forbid, when you were a child or something, like, because those are things that you got to work your way towards. But more so, like, start small. Hey, baby, you know, like, I had a bad day today. Simple. And then my responsibility as your partner is to be like, why did you have a bad day? What happened? And then slowly but surely you start building that trust, because it all goes down to trust. You got to be able to trust your partner in order to open up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Building that trust when the dating phase and the relationship and stuff like that.
And set up check-ins. You know,
check-ins, yeah.
Check-ins are important. I think once a month check-ins, you know, God willing that you guys are together for months on ends, check-ins, and talk about, and if you want to talk about everything, you talk about everything in that check-in, and then, you know, okay, great, we'll save it for the next check-in. Obviously, if it feels like it, you know, you're going to, like, explode, you need to let it out, you know, you learn how to say it in a way that, you know, can be received in a positive way.
Exactly.
Because our delivery sometimes is not the way that we want it to be delivered. However, our emotions sometimes take over our mind, so we have to work on our delivery and to understand that this is not me against you, this is me against my problem.
I like that one.
Me. That's a big thing.
I like that you said that, because I actually wanted to ask a tough question. Like, how would we deal with, like, when our partner disappoints us? Because like, expressing the fact that, like, okay, yeah, you hurt me in this area, that's tough. I haven't had that.
What's the disappointment? There's different levels to
different levels, of course, but it's like, how would you go about saying, okay, hey, what you did hurt me? Like, that's the tough part. I don't even know how I'd have
straight
that
up.
conversation.
You say it just like that.
Just saying, hey, you hurt me.
Yeah, like, what you're doing right now is hurting my feelings. And then how that person reacts tells you so much. Tells you about how they feel about you. Tells you their maturity level. Tells you their way of communication.
Yes.
Like, it's communication is the key to everything.
Right.
So I just straight up communicate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Simple as that. For you guys, it might not be as easy. So how do you guys do it? Wait, how do you do it?
Well, I had a professor tell me, I'll never forget, it was the second day of school, and he said, would y'all ever not tell a client the truth if a case was not going to go well? And he said, okay, great. So do that with your friends and family. So, because I remember, I think when I was like 22, 21, I had such a hard time telling people if they hurt me. I had such a hard time because of, you know, responses that I would get prior to that.
Growing up, yeah.
And I realized, I think it was probably like after graduation, I'm like, what in the world am I preserving how I feel when you hurt me? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I had to realize, just like you said, how people take it is what you're going to see. You know what I'm saying? I would rather express that this hurt me in this way. Let me tell you why it hurt me. Let me tell you why. Because sometimes people, what hurts you might not hurt them. And that's the hard part about life. It's kind of weird. It's like, how could that not hurt you? But at the end of the day, we're all different. Yeah. And so you tell them how it hurt you. You tell them what they can do better about that and see how they follow through. You know, now this is just me being stubborn. I do think that there are certain things that are not repairable. So you have to tread lightly with that. And you have to be honest with yourself about, like, I think cheating is just not a repairable thing.
Or abuse.
You know, abuse, so especially physical abuse. Those are things that are just not repairable. You need to work on yourself and figure that out and then go back to the earth when you can. But, you know, disagreements and not seeing eye to eye, or you might have done something a little bit differently. Those are things that we can, if we talk about, but please go ahead.
For me, I would say what you said about how you have to hold yourself because you don't want to, you know, hurt other people's feelings. That's one thing I will admit that I go through right now.
Hold the emotions.
Because at the end of the day, and it's like, I don't really express what I'm thinking. I just try to, I guess, sugarcoat it in a way to the point where it's like, I don't know how the person's going to react, and it's like, I'm afraid to see how the person's going to react.
Especially when it's your girl.
Yeah.
It's
and it kind of sucks in a way. And I just really like, you know what? That leads me to the point where sometimes I don't really express.
But you know that has a lot to do with how we were brought up.
True.
Oh yeah, in the house and
island parents.
Yeah.
Listen.
I mean,
Glad how much time you got?
I ain't gonna lie, that
island parents. Let's just leave it at that because growing up, being able imagine like telling your parents that they hurt you is a form of disrespect to them.
In the Caribbean, I think we're all from like Caribbean descent, right? Yeah. That's a different one, man.
Do you think that sometimes when we hesitate or we don't express that this person hurt us, it kind of low-key trains a person to like think that they're all good?
Yeah, definitely. It's hurting you even longer because that means that person is going to continue doing the exact same thing.
I would say yes and no. Depends on the person. I've met people where they'll be like, this is really funny. They'll be like, well, you never told me, like, is there anything that I do wrong? Like, I just want to make sure. It's just like friends, like whatever. Like, is there anything, like, because I just feel like, I don't know. Like, I know I'm not like, there's some people that will be honest with themselves. So I think it just depends on the person. But I will say 90% of it, I would say, probably 10%.
When I think about it, I think like as a guy, you got to be like self-sacrificing and like you got to like sacrifice your own emotions, your own happiness, your own comfort. Like that's the message we get
from women.
Yeah.
Well, you need better women in your life.
I just say, who you talking
you need better women in your life.
Both sides of the aisle. It's like, okay, as a man, you're supposed to be willing to take all the hits.
I don't know. I find it so attractive when a guy is vulnerable. Like that makes me.
Yeah, when y'all tear up.
That makes me so attached. Like it's just like wow. Like when they want to come lay on you and tell you how they feel, it makes me like wow.
Like, I'm sad you sad, but I'm happy that you're comfortable.
Yeah, like I'm happy that you're.
Yeah.
So take that from two beautiful women.
Not gonna lie, I don't think I've ever like gotten to that point. But the thing is though, like you said, I think it's because of like how we were raised as growing up in the household, like in the Caribbean household, Lord knows, everybody knows that it's a tough thing. And I've never had that opportunity where I can be like, hey mom, hey dad.
This is how you make me feel.
This is how I feel and stuff like that. And then when I do say it, it would come out from them in a whole different perspective. It's like, why should I return back to how?
But you know, it all goes back to overcoming the fear. And also knowing that the reaction is not a reflection of you, but a reflection of them. Yeah. I feel like we have this bad habit of taking everything so personal. And as for a lack of a better term, it's not all about you. Like this world does not evolve around you. So everything that happens, majority of the time, has nothing to do with you. Unless it's something that you directly did or caused, it has nothing to do with you. And that's something that I had to learn, you know, being in relationships and dealing with men and just walking on eggshells because, I don't want him to get mad, or I don't want him to act like this, or I don't want him to not like my outfit, or I don't want, and I'm just like, you know what, bro, if he doesn't like it, then what am I supposed to do? I can't change his taste. I can change what I want to change and what I feel like I need to change. But if it's not hurting anyone, if I'm doing what's right before God and before my peers, then who cares? At the end of the day, who cares? So if you are in a relationship or talking to a girl, since we're talking about romantic relationships right now, and you want to express yourself and she does not take it well, that's giving you feedback on her. It has nothing to do with you.
I completely agree. A lot of things in life, someone literally told me, they were like, it ain't got nothing to do with you. It really ain't got nothing to do with you. Like you said, it's more about them. But I think one thing that helps me, when I'm in like conflict or anything like that, I always think about what I would tell my kids. Well, granted, yes, you might have been in a household where you feel as though you couldn't open up, but I know for a fact that when you have kids, you're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? I know you're going to make it somewhere where they can talk to you or your wife, you know what I'm saying? So it's at the end of the day, think about what you want to pass to them. What would you want them to do? You'd probably be like, speak up, ballet, like, speak up, kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? If it hurts you, you have to say something. And if they don't take it right, well, that's between them and whoever,
I feel like both men and women somehow, some way are both walking on eggshells while being in a relationship with each other. That's a really crazy thing.
So exhausting.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so exhausting. Like, I was in a relationship and I literally was 90. Even sleeping, I was on eggshells because I'm like, I don't want to move too much because if I move, I'm gonna wake him up and he's gonna get mad. That's the worst abuse. Like, physical abuse is horrible, but mental abuse.
Yes. I think it low key trains you to not really like be yourself in a sense.
At all.
And it's like, do you think that's the worst thing you could be in a relationship?
Yes.
Not yourself?
Not yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Because then you get out of the relationship
Who you
and you just...
that's the number one. Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, for sure.
Like, and then you get out of the relationship and you have no... Like, it's literally like you were born again. That's what happened to me. When I got out of that relationship, I'm like, who am I? Like... What do I like?
Got to go on that journey.
Exactly.
And it's a beautiful thing when you're in a relationship where you can be yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
I
will say,
so much peace. You just feel at peace.
You just lay back, chill, relax.
I'm 100% myself. And if you don't like, if people don't like that, that's on them.
Oh my God.
My partner loves that. And that's what makes me happy, because you shouldn't change. You shouldn't change yourself for anybody, but you should want to improve. You know what I mean? There's a difference. There's a difference. If you laugh loud, okay, you laugh loud. If you like to put the pans a certain way, you like to put the dishes a certain way, okay, that's cool. But if you feel like, maybe you're not a person who's on time, maybe you feel as though, you could be better at being more punctual or urgent about things. Those are things you can work and improve on. But you need to be yourself. You shouldn't be in a relationship thinking that you have to be prim and proper and a button-up suit all the time. You have to be yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to be yourself. You're not like, then why'd you like me in the first place?
Exactly. Because some people fall for the idea of you, not you.
I was just about to say that. Like, that idea of the person versus the actual person is two different things. I think that we've successfully built, hypothetically, the perfect partner. The foundation is respect. Then we have the willingness. And then we have how they treat you, how they go about the relationship, how they handle your boundaries, how they handle about what you may be comfortable with, what you may not be comfortable with.
Don't forget him being 6'3".
I'm screaming.
We can't win, brother.
So if you are 6'2", just know
they said the minimum percentage. Like,
no, and that you think that's another thing. Physical attraction. I'm sorry. My mom tells me you need to, because I'm 26. My cousins are married. My brother's in a relationship.
You in hell.
And then she's like, "What's going on?" And then she even asked me like, "Are you a lesbian?" I'm like, "No, I'm not."
No.
I told you she's in hell right now, man. She's in hell right now.
And then I'm like, "No, ma." She's like, "So what's wrong?" I'm like, "I just have a very specific type."
Oh, my peoples are like on me like, "Yo, the time is running out." I'm like, bro, come on, chill. Let me relax.
And you know what it is? Is like we live in completely different times. Like back then, they just had to settle with whatever they had. Because they didn't have the access that we have to talk to somebody in New York or LA or Atlanta.
But that's the thing. We just said like our generation has too much access. So is it too much access? Is it not enough access?
No, I think it all goes down to who you are as an individual.
That's the number one thing.
It's who you are. I'm not gonna settle. I'm sorry. My mom tells me that I'm like, but like, what if what if he looks like this? I'm like, okay, but you have to understand something. Physical attraction and it's not necessarily the most important thing, but it's definitely top 3. Imagine waking up next to someone you don't like every single day.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because someone
We
said
actually
that,
had this discussion.
like 2 weeks
We actually
ago.
had
I
the
was
discussion a
laughing.
little bit, and we're not gonna talk about everything that was in the discussion.
We're not gonna disclose such information, brother.
But it's like I think you're right. You have to meet the non-negotiables. You have to meet the things that you're like, okay, this got to be there, or
For me, it's definitely height. But it's listen. It's not necessarily because like, oh my gosh, I just like a tall guy. It's because I'm tall. You know what I'm saying?
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
5'10".
Yes.
I'll be honest. I've met so many like 5'1", 5'2" that said, "Hey, it's 6'3" or nothing."
That's just being glue. That's gluing right
That's
there.
gluttony. That's
That's just
the
being
type of greed that they talk
That's
about.
greed,
In the Bible.
exactly. I don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice.
Because imagine if like there's a sense that you get from your men being just taller than you and just being able to like come here, baby, and standing
To
next
cuddle
to
you,
you.
yeah,
You know what I'm
makes
saying?
sense,
Like
makes
there's
sense,
this different vibe that you get.
Yeah, it makes
Imagine if we're going out and I'm wearing heels and I gotta bend down to give you a kiss.
And he's a 5'5" individual.
And he's like
Yeah.
5'7",
Hey, to you out
5'8".
there, brother, I'm sorry. The
The short kings is
You got no shot.
There's
bro.
the-
You got no shot, bro.
But that's why
Short kid
that's why the
points
5 no, listen, because that's why the 5'1" and 5'2" girls need to understand that is their 6'3"
They're the greedy
king.
ones. They're the ones who messed up the whole process.
You know what I'm saying?
They messed up the game. The 5'1" girls, the 5'2" girls, they messed up the game. That's
That is-
exactly what happened.
Yeah, like why you want to come on this side? Stay over there. It's okay. Because if you're 5'1" and he's 5'6", he's technically 5 inches taller than you.
It is hard being tall as a girl will say.
It
that.
is.
I love that my boyfriend is tall.
See what I'm saying?
that. I love that he's tall.
And then
It's
you know
hard-
what the
it's hard.
problem is?
Yeah.
Like this kind of
we
branches
go.
off about relationships. When you become part of the 1%, men get sassy.
Hold on.
No,
I gotta defend the boys here.
needs to be
I
said.
gotta defend the boys here. How
No,
are we
this
getting
needs to be
sassy?
said. I've had men that because they look a certain way or they make a certain amount of money say, you need to fight for me. You need to pursue me because I know my value and I know
Oh, I know what she's talking
Yes.
about. It took me a
Okay,
second.
So
So-
when you are like, there's a certain caliber. I don't know who made this up, but they're
agree with
saying
that one.
if a guy makes over $600K a year and he is over 6'2", you know, with a certain build,
Definitely an NBA.
that
For sure.
The NBA
Right.
boys messed us
that
up.
automatically puts them in the 1% of men that 90% of women want.
So, but here's,
So it kind of changes the dynamic a little
but
bit.
here's where I gotta push back on that a little bit because
Am I right or am I right?
Here's the thing. But here's the thing. Men, we are very reactive, so we're reacting to the standards that women set, right? So it's like, okay, we're meeting the standards. Now, I'm not gonna say it's right, but some dudes are gonna be like, you know what? I'm meeting the standards. Fight for me. That's their mentality. I can't speak for them. I can't say that they're wrong, they're right. I'm just saying, like, I could understand how they got there.
No, it's our fault too as women. It's our fault.
No, you go ahead first. You go ahead first, Epi. I'm gonna answer
This is
after
what we
that
here
because
for,
I got stuff to say. Go ahead.
To me personally, I don't agree with that, bro. Because it's like, I mean, to me, I don't know. That doesn't look like a manly thing to do.
But the problem is, it goes right back to the hunter-prey dynamic. Men live to hunt. You guys are naturally overachievers. You like to achieve and conquer and do things. But if your prey literally comes and lays right in front of you, hey, hunt me. I'm not gonna run. It changes the dynamic automatically. And that's what happens with these kind of men. Like, these men have women literally throwing themselves at them every single day.
So, okay, wait, because I heard an interesting analogy, right? And I'm not going to say the guy's name because I forgot it. I don't know how to say it properly, but he said an interesting analogy. He said you could either be like the hunter or you could gotta be the fisherman. Like they put the bait in the water and the fish come to them. That's what he says. And I could understand how they got to that mindset based off of, okay, they put themselves out there and then multiple women coming at them. It almost produces a mindset of like, okay, cool, I don't got to work anymore. Is it good to be like at the top where you like, okay, everybody coming at you?
I just think like, why do we put like such a big emphasis on, well, I got it, so this is what you need to do for me. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more so like, I have my life, you have your life, we come together, boom. Like, just keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? No matter if you make $600,000 a year, the girl makes $500,000 a year, or vice versa, right? Because I'm in law school, so you can see that you already know that I'm surrounded by a lot of people who think we already got it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you lose yourself like that and you lose yourself from finding a good partner, because all that's driving you is what you have and not who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what kind of like throws me off a little bit.
I think you're right in that aspect, because sometimes as men and even as human beings in general, we define ourselves by how well we're able to get.
Yeah.
How much we're able to achieve.
Yeah.
And that's really what messes up a lot.
And I think that you should here's the thing. I think you should always want more for your life. That's 100%. You know, always want more for your life. You never want to settle anywhere, because you, especially in this economy and this time, you want to make sure you got stuff for yourself, for your kids, your grandkids. You know what I'm saying? You want that generational wealth.
Yeah.
However, I think I'm just so lost at the fact of in this generation that we're so stuck on, you know, well, it's this, so I got to give this. It's like, no, it's like you both give and take together, you know?
It's a little bit of that pride
that
accidentally comes with success. Like success, even in like relationships, or like if a person's able to get a partner who treats them some type of way, there's a little bit of pride of like, okay, I got that. Cool, I got that. It's like you naturally accidentally think that, okay, this just happens to me, and then people don't have to work for it anymore.
What do you mean that this just happens to me? Elaborate
so
on
let's
that?
say, like, let's use a basketball analogy,
Okay.
right? There's some times where people, like, they win the championship, they win the MVP and stuff like that. Sometimes they take the foot off the gas. They're like, okay, I got the championship, I got everything that's coming to me. I don't have to work as hard.
And that's why there's very, very, very rare times that you get a team winning twice back to back.
I see what you're saying.
So it's like naturally as humans, it's like, okay,
So
cool.
they move with that flat tire energy.
Yo, it's like you achieved it already. It's like, yo, I don't got to work anymore.
I know too many people who have, especially when the partner helps you. That's another thing too. When the partners help them to get to where they are, and then all of a sudden they forget. They forget that person. They forget themselves. They forget everybody.
Forget themselves,
That
the
is
community, the everybody.
Just insanity to me, because you can't forget where you started. You know what I'm saying? And your person can't forget where they started with you.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm seeing what you're saying. It's almost.
See, it's that pride. It's that pride at the end of the day.
It's that pride.
But guys, this has been an amazing discussion. I really enjoyed it.
Same.
This has been awesome. Guys, please tell them, where can they find you online? Instagram, whatsoever.
My Instagram is ANNETTEPAOLA_.
Gotcha.
Got
Do not forget the underscore. Go ahead.
And that's Paola _ yeah.
At Kelly Woodson, KELLYWOODSON.
That's cute. Maybe I should change my app.
It's my government name.
Tim, where can they find you?
They can find me at Tim, the letter B, and Vibin.
Tim be vibing.
Tim be vibing.
Oh, that's nice. Man, I need to change my app.
I just be vibing, bro.
Now, me, of course, you guys know where to find me. Echo Vlad everywhere. You can now forget the underscore whatsoever. Please tell me. I got my account back. The underscore is no longer there. But of course, guys, thank you guys for being a part of the podcast.
Thank you. It's been great.
Of course. And as I say with everything, I wish you all the best. And with the rest, God bless.